Okay folks, all done. All done. I'm gonna finish this off tomorrow on Friday. I'm gonna get out of here. It's already almost 5 o'clock, so what a day. What's going on folks? Welcome back to the channel. Really do appreciate you being here. My name's Chris and I'm building a business that suits my lifestyle. Now, over the last couple of weeks, I've been documenting some pretty cool changes in the business. Number one, we got 500 kilos of clothing. Number two, which was last week, we then got a fourth storage unit to start processing all this 500 kilos of clothing. Yeah. I don't have lighting or anything in here yet, so it's still getting kind of set up. But as you can see right here, and this week's really been about kind of like getting into that groove, getting into that flow, changing a bit of a work schedule with my photographer as well to really see what we can do in getting through this 500 kilos as quick as possible. Really, why? Is because I want to do it again. Yes, I want to do it again. And before we do that, we need to see what the process is going to be like. How long does it take to get these things listed? How long is it taking for these things to sell now that we are doing more listings and things like that as well? So there's a lot that I want to talk about in this episode. But before we get into it, if you are new here, I've been doing this. This is my 4th year now. And I feel like I'm just starting to get into the swing of different things. However, one challenge that I always give to myself is if I want to grow, I have to dangle the carrot in front of me to help myself grow a little bit further. And that's really what I'm documenting here, is just taking you on a week in a life of me building my business, my eBay business, where I sell majority of the time it is clothing, men's clothing, but I sell everything. I will sell everything, and you'll see a little bit of that this week as well. What are we talking about this week? One, well, it's really just building my business, and it's been focusing on continuing to process through that 500 kilos of clothing. We've almost gotten through it all by now, and you'll see a lot of this in this episode, and I've answered a few questions along the way. We are continuing to work through that new schedule that I have been speaking about over the last couple of weeks, and this is to really level up the store. I want to be doing more listings, and I want to be getting more photos processed throughout the day or throughout the week, and how do we make that happen as quick as possible, but not at the expense of quality. And then at the same time, I've been dealing with making some more decisions, really to make sure that I'm finishing the FY financial year 24 as best as possible, and with any quick wins that we can potentially do. So there's a lot here. If you do have any questions along the way, please ask a question. And if you want, I can even talk about it in these episodes. I will be addressing some questions that I had last week in today's episode, actually while I'm doing the stuff real time, and we'll be talking about, you know, how I manage defects with items and things like that. If you do stick around, I've also got all the details around my financials, how I've gone for this week, how I've gone for the month so far, but most of all, I've got all my lessons that I've learned personally at the end of this video as well. So if you stick around, otherwise you can use the timestamps down below to see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and all that jazz. Let's get into it. Folks, it is Monday, and it's a little bit different because it's a public holiday. So it's actually, what's the time? It's 12:30. I spent the morning doing a bit of admin, taking it easy. Yeah, just getting up to, I guess, up to track on a few things. We're also working through signing the first client for the product listing service, which is pretty cool. So that's been that, and really today all I'm doing is just going in to get ahead of Tuesday. So I'm just going to go in, do a bit of a pick pack, and obviously can't post because post offices are closed today being a public holiday, but we've got about 41 items, so I just want to get them all ready, packed, and I'll process them tomorrow morning, because tomorrow I'm going to be the only one in. I don't have my photographer in tomorrow, so I'll be doing the clothing, and that's really the focus. So just doing that to get ahead. I've also got to film the basically all the pickups that I got from my op shop trip just the other week. By the time you've seen this video, by the time this video comes out, that video would have already come out about, you know, half a week ago or so. So anyway, we're living in the future and the past at the same time. Lots of fun. So other than that, this week the focus is to finalize that 500 kilos of washing. I think I've got 4 bales left, and that should all be completed. If it's not this week, it will go out. It will go out by next Monday. It'll be all done. And then it's just double down, get that all done and dusted in terms of photoed and prepped and, you know, listed. So that's this week. So finalizing all the sorting of the bales, etc. Continue to process all the electronics that we got from the consignment last week. So they've all been sorted. I now just got to go process them, like test them and list them and photo them, etc. Other than that, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of a setup in the new storage unit number 4. just to make sure that that layout is a bit better and productivity is there, because I will probably bring in some of the other stuff into that unit, the stuff that just needs to get out of the way. I might actually bring in the storage of like all the packaging and stuff into that one, and unit 3 will actually become my rollover and backup of extra space to be stored. At the moment it's got all the non-clothing items, but with the speed that we're ramping up, I'm going to need the space to be able to put in the probably some additional clothing, and I probably need to get another rack for the hanging of jackets and stuff. So I've got a lot of jackets coming through this week, probably arriving on Thursday, so lots happening, but it's not a crazy week. And I know I said that last week and then we got another storage unit, but there's no intention of getting a storage unit this week. Another one this week really is just, yeah, bread and butter, just doing the reps and continuing to try and finish the month strong. We did have a bit of a lower week last week. We ended up doing probably 4.5. Really I want to be doing that 5 plus, ideally would be the idea. If I can continue to retain $20,000 months, that would be perfect. At the moment we're on track to do about 17 or 18,000 depending where the day lands each day. But we had a pretty good weekend. Actually today has been better than yesterday. We've turned out to do pretty good today already. I think we're sitting on about 600, so very happy with that for midday. Anyway, that's that. Let's get to the shop and do some work, and yeah, should be a quick one anyway. But the rest of the week really starts from Tuesday. Let's get it. All right, we're here. I'm going to take, well, you're not going to see this now, but I'm going to do this in the other video. I'm going to go through all this, spread it all out, go through it, show you folks what I got for the other video, and then we're going to get into the pick, pack, and post. So let's get cracking. Okie dokie, we've got everything out now. We've got so much going out. We've got iPads, we've got keyboards. Someone spent like $150 on keyboards. We've got this little guy going out. Probably one of the coolest things going out today is this Bionicle. It's gone for like 130 bucks or 120 bucks. Got some phones, we've got some cameras, some big drafter jeans, little bundle here, just a nice little R.M. Williams thing here, a little Mac pack. So much clothing here. In terms of where we're at, we have actually fallen down below where I want to be. I think last week we were on 66,000. We've dropped down to 65,745, and we've got a total of 41 items that I'm packing today. Jeepers, I love it. I really do. For those that don't know, I've injured myself while running the other day, and I tell you, getting on the feet is actually really uncomfortable. Just a whole lot. I'm off to the physio later this week, but it is pretty brutal. Life throws so many curveballs. Anyway, team, let's get cracking. I'm going to pack all this up. I'm not processing it, I'm just packing it, and that's it. So let's make it happen. And just like that, we were done. So I'm not processing it all today. I'll basically just do all the printing out of the labels tomorrow, and then we're all done. So I'll probably have a couple more postage items to do in the morning, so we'll print all this out in the morning, process any other orders that come through, and then tomorrow's plan is essentially we'll have washing coming in. So there'll be 10 bags of washing, which is all like knit and fleece, I think. So plan tomorrow is we'll start on this kind of stuff, a few quick wins here, and then probably get into some of those knit. All this will have to be laid out. I may actually nick into Bunnings tomorrow morning and I've already closed up, grab a couple more tables as well, because I'm gonna have to flat lay everything. So it's a good problem. All right, team, I'm gonna just quickly pack up here, get out of here, and yeah, go home and rest. My hip and legs a bit sore, so really want to rest and just take it easy tonight, and then really the week starts from tomorrow. So let's get out of here. I'll see you tomorrow. Folks, it's Tuesday and it absolutely feels like Monday, but I know it's not, obviously. So today is kind of like a bit like Monday, because we actually have to process all the long weekend orders. I did go in yesterday, as you would have seen. I did do majority of them. We've had another 17, I think it is, come through. since last night. Yesterday was really good. We ended up doing about $1,200. So I'm very grateful. So we're going to do a bit of a pick, pack and post. We do have a washing drop off coming. The weather is atrocious. It's freezing, it's wild, it's raining. So hopefully that just calms down when the washing arrives. It's always a bit chaotic. Yeah, so as I was saying, got the washing coming, and then I'll be handing off another 10 bags. Just trying to get all that finished for this week. And then really today my focus will be, yeah, pick, pack, post, and then just photo for the rest of the day. I might nick out to Bunnings at one point, probably grab a cheeky coffee, and might grab some more tables as well. Just waiting to see how much space I have and what I really need. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that's been watching the content, whether you've been leaving a comment, sending me a message, getting connected, whatever it may be. It really does mean the world to me, and just to have you guys rocking up each week, spending a lot of time watching it, I do appreciate it. So thank you. And almost halfway through June, which just blows my mind, and we have a long way to go, but we're making daily progress. That's all that matters. And I can officially say we've signed our first client for the well, it looks like it. We haven't literally signed anything, but we did the first trial last night. That all went well. The individual is quite happy. You know who you are. Thank you, sir. And yeah, good to get that listing service happening. That's for my product listing service that I've kicked off with my lister, and we've got a team of folks in the Philippines as well. So very exciting times. Anyway, let's get to the shop and let's do some work. All right, we're here. It is cold. My fingers are numb. This is the new reality. I love it. It's so good. It's so good. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyway, we're going to get all this and put it onto these, and just double check any special care stuff, all that jazz, and then we'll be good to rock and roll, I think. Just gonna. That's it. Right, they're good to go. I'm going to get to picking, packing and posting while I wait for them to arrive, and I'll deal with all this a little bit later. That was a mad rush. Got the message that the washing lady was here and quickly had to run down, so it all has come back. In here we've got all the knits, and we've got a lot of Harley Davidson as well. Really nice jacket here. So I'm going to start to just pull some of this out, just get it flat laid, get that set up before I get back into postage. However, what I will show you is I do have all the items out for post now. Check out this. This has gone for $140. It's going to be brutal to pack. And then we've got another whole box of clothing to go out. But I'll quickly just give you an update on where we're at with numbers. We're back up to 65,859, so should get to 66 again this week, and we've got 56 orders going out, so busy, and that's not 56 on top of yesterday, it's 56 in total. I just haven't processed them all, so I'm gonna quickly do the washing, just get that all flat laid out, and put some things on charge. I've got to put phones and stuff on charge for photographing, and I'll come back and do all this. Well, I'm so glad I came in yesterday and prepped majority of this, but even after doing that, with all the new orders today and then having to process it all, jeepers, haven't saved much time. We've got 2 bags full, and then we've got all these boxes as well. That's with bundles and the big stuff. Chockers, mate. I'm absolutely exhausted. Anyway, I'm gonna go to the loo. I'm gonna have some lunch, take a moment to breathe. I also had to do some admins with some refunds and combined postage stuff. Anyway, so I'm gonna take a quick break, have some lunch, finish folding all this up. Unfolding all this and putting it in here. I've already started to do that. And then after lunch, the focus will be But one of the things that I spoke about this probably 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, when I think we had the other long weekend, when I had another weekend like this of 53 sales, 56 sales. I think ended up doing 61 orders after all those things that just came through while I was even packing. My point here is I've got space, all those things, but if I was doing this every weekend, I would probably need someone else to help me, because I've lost half the morning doing that and my photographer's not in, so I now have to go do photos. And this is the problem with doing it yourself. You do a lot, and I don't want to do a lot. The whole purpose of this is to build the business, so I'm getting out of it and working on the business and not in the business. But baby steps, so just expressing things out. Yeah, all right, go to the loo, have some lunch, and then we do some more work. Oh, all right, time for some lunch. I've got cheese and avocado, keeping it consistent. Whew. Oh, I've even got some sriracha sauce on this. Oh, and it's Tuesday, so tonight is nacho night. I'm tired. I'm actually pretty tired. So I've got a bit of an injury at the moment. I can't see my physio till next week, so I'm just taking it easy. But am noticing being on the feet over time isn't necessarily a good thing. It's got nothing to do with the standing or mats or anything like that. We've got all the fatigue mats. It's more so just because lack of strength in that leg. So a little frustrating, but swings and roundabouts, ups and downs with life. That's the way it goes. One area might be low, another area might be high. It's only when everything's low that's when it's really bad. So it ain't all that bad. Yeah, I was going to chat about something, but I can't remember what it was. If it comes up, I'll chat with you. All right, I'm going to get started. I was doing a little bit of shuffling and just cleaning up just to make some better room. Got to bang through a whole bunch of this, and then I've got to unpack the rest of it. Yeah. Just tracking along, just run out of boxes, so I'm just going to quickly make up some more boxes. For those, I think it's probably the most asked question I get every single, probably almost every week. Just wait for this light to come, is where do I get my boxes from and what do I use? Well, let me show you. Now I must say a big shout out to Drew Trott. He is the one that put me onto these. These are just simply, I'll put all the details up on screen, but this is the box, this is what they look like. I basically just, I don't know how well you can see this. There we go. Basically just do a little bit of this. Then to the other side. That's it. And then we go down the middle. Rough and tough. And that's it. And as Drew calls them, they're boats. So I'm just going to make up a bunch of those for myself and the photographer tomorrow, and then we'll get back to it. Oh, jeepers. Alright, I've just finished doing 34 or 36. I'm just doing a bit of an upload, getting them happening, and taking a quick little breather, stretching the legs and stretching the back. Lots of big and small things in here, so we've done those three and that one over there. The aim is to try and get this pile done today. I think we will get there just. It's going to be close, we'll get there. And then this will move up, and then I've got to start to bring some of that in here as well. So gets a little squishy in here. Of course, we've got heaps here. Like, people are probably asking, why aren't I doing that? They're for quick wins. They're for days when we don't have much time, and they're just teas and they're low hanging fruits. They don't really go for much, usually 15 bucks. Whereas this stuff is the better stuff. So trying to get as many of them done as possible. Like if we only had an hour to kill or something, we would probably get into those. So try and get that done. That moves up. I can put another stash here, and then I've probably got to figure out to where I'm going to fit the others. I'm trying to avoid putting it all into the other room at this point, because I'm going to need that other room for when the stuff comes back on Thursday. So yeah, there's a few things that I can shovel here, but I didn't really plan for it that well. Anyway, I'm going to take a quick breather, just take a little bit of rest, and then we'll get back to it. Alright team, I'm done. Well, done with the photos. We missed doing the final 3, which would have got me to the 50. We got to 47. It's 407. I really can't do any more. I've got to get all this out, get it over here, so that I can then pack up and be home, so that my postie picks it up from my place. So we're going to move all this as well. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to get out of here. So wish me luck. All done. It's 4:25. Time to leave. That's just insane. We did get it all flat laid. We got it all flat laid, so at least my photographer, when she gets here first tomorrow, they can decide what they want to do. Some easy stuff, some hard stuff, some jackets. There's a bit of everything. I'll be in here after backpacks. All right, I gotta go, team. I'll see you tomorrow. And just like that, it was Wednesday. What's going on, folks? It's just after 12 o'clock. Just finished up at Backpack for Big Kids. Pretty chill day there today, and pretty cold as well. It's been pretty cold weather of recent. So that's going well. Remember, we are raising $20,000 for Backpack for Big Kids between now and the next 16 weeks. So if you do want to get involved, I'll put the video up here on screen, all the details in the description below as well. Get involved. That would be great. We've got raffles weekly every Wednesday on my live stream, and then you can either direct donate, or you can even get involved in other ways as well. So today, what is the plan? The plan today, I don't know if I mentioned this yesterday, but I kind of forgot about it. My next washing pickup comes tomorrow, so I need to actually open up another bale and get all that ready, because they'll drop off what they took on Tuesday. So yeah, we've got to really get into that today. I'll be doing a pick, pack and post as well. I don't know how many items I got. I've actually got to check. Probably got 10, 12 items. Just had another sale just pop through right then. So we'll do that, and then yeah, we'll basically just get into that. I won't be doing any photos or listings today. Sorry, when I say photos or listings, I mean I won't be doing any photos for listings today. I did my 30 listings this morning at 5:30 a.m. I do all my listings in the morning. First thing, get it done, and then it's done. And then yeah, so I'm going to do the pick, pack, post. I've got my photographer in. They're doing photos of clothes already. They should probably get 50, 60 items done today, so it's working a charm. Currently in discussion of getting our next client for the listing service as well, which is going really, really well, which is really great to be able to experience, you know, having this kind of kick off on the side. So it's very interesting. If you are interested in that, let me know. Reach out, can give you some details. More than happy to have the conversation about it. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go to Bunnings right now. I've got to grab I've got a cookie at the moment, but I've got to grab a coffee for my worker, just like to keep them motivated. And I've got to grab a couple of tables as well, just for the 4th storage unit. So we'll go do that, grab a coffee, go have some lunch back at the unit. I've just got a roll with me, and then we'll get into business as usual. Not too bad. All right, team, we are here. Time to get started. Just give you a quick update. My photographer's just taking a quick break. She's gone through quite a lot, actually. It's pretty good. Very happy with all this. Anyway, I've got some tables. I've had lunch already. This one is going out today, which is pretty cool. Going for about $83. Otherwise, it's really just a lot of North Face, to be honest, and some jeans. But to give you an update of how we're tracking with total progress. We are at, we're so close. We're at 65,909, and we've got a total of 14 items going out, which I'm going to start to process now. I'm going to get that happening. Then I need to get into doing the other bales, which shouldn't take too long, but it's 120 at the moment. I've got to finish doing these jeans, so all these jeans will go out, and then I'm going to get into the bales as well. So it's going to be a pretty busy afternoon. Let's get cracking. All right, team, postage is all done. I'm going to start to do the jeans. I'm going to continue to go through these, check pockets, check zips, get them ready for the washing prep, and then I'm going to open up another bale. I actually had a question come through last week that I actually want to answer because it's a bit easier to answer having a conversation about it. So let me just bring it up. I'll put it up on screen so everyone can have a sticky beak as well. But essentially, we were chatting about doing shirts and should you button them for washing and things. I'll talk about that when I'm doing the shirts. But the other question was, this has come from Thomas. He says, dealing with flaws is one of the biggest pain points for himself. The question is, do I list it as it is, or do I repair it? Do I, get the stain removed from it? It's something that he's never really been able to confidently answer. Obviously, it depends on the item and the severity of the flaw. It's tough though, as any flaws significantly decrease the value. However, dealing with the flaws can be very time consuming at times. Would be interesting to hear my thoughts and see my process in a future video. So, and essentially that's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. So I'll be basically picking up this pair of jeans. I'm going to be having a sticky beak before it goes into the washing. Got to remove any tags and things like that that shouldn't be there. But at this point, I'm not necessarily doing a huge flaw check. I'm really just seeing if there's anything that's so bad that it's not even worth washing. And that would be things such as huge rips, which should never be in my bales, because my bales are A grade, which gives it 95% quality A and 5% quality B. So here's a good example. I just picked this one up by luck. This one's got some scuff wear on the pocket. This isn't too bad. Like, I'm still going to sell this. This isn't an issue. I don't see that as a bad issue. This is also from, these are from 2001, these Levi's. These are Levi 517s. So I'm not too concerned by that. Like, it's not really going to limit the dollar. I'm probably still going to sell these for 40 bucks or so, plus minus postage, give or take. Could be a little more, could be a little less. I'm not too concerned by that. It's probably still going to be in my normal range that I'm going to get. Whereas if this was missing a button or the zip wasn't working, that's when it would be, I'm still going to wash it. I'm still going to list it. I'm just going to price it based on what's fair. To probably replace a zip on one of these will probably be 15 bucks, maybe 25, depending on where you go and quality, which some people like to do. I sold a puffer jacket, listed it for 49. They offered me 25. They said they're willing to pay $25 to get it fixed because there was a rip in it or something. I accepted it because, to be honest, you got to sell it to what it's worth to someone. You know what it's worth in terms of the value you need to get out of it. But if you want to move it and it's flawed and someone's offering you pretty good value for it, then take it. So for me, when it comes to those kind of things, it's, unless it's really bad, like really bad stains on a white item, like if it was a white shirt and had coffee stains on it, probably not going to do it. It's just not worth my time. There is some things that I'll list where it does need repair, and I'll put in the actual title defect. That way I'm just going to list it low and people usually come along and fix it. I have people message me, not lowball me, but say, hey, look, I'll give you 25 for it rather than 36 because, I'm going to have to try and remove the stain and I want to wear it for this. Whatever. Yeah, so that's probably the way I look at it. I don't really have too many flaws. Every so often I get some with a hole or a rip. Again, depending on the item, if it's probably a $40 item, $50 item, and I can still get 25 plus post, I'll probably do it. If it's going to mean that I'm listing it and it's only going to get me 15, probably not worth it. If the item's 15 and it's going to sell and it's a bread and butter item like a tea, yeah, I'm going to list it. But if it's something that's already flawed and it's most likely someone's just going to offer me $5 for it or for 10 bucks, it's not worth my time. That's the way I look at it. You have to kind of identify what is worth your time. My ASP at the moment is about $53, $52. So I'm still aiming for that $40, $45 price mark in terms of clothing, but not all of it's going to be like that either. So I hope that answers the question. I will talk about a bit more about the buttons on the shirts as well when washing, when I get into the bale. Okay, jeans is all done, and now we're going to open up one of the bales, which has the the shirts in it. So let me just do this. I've got 3 of these. this is what it looks like. Bit of everything in here. This is the best part of it all. Alright, I'm going to start to put all these out here. I put them into their brands, or most common brands, and then I count them, button them, check them, and we'll talk about that button situation once I've got these ready for one lot of bags. Let's get cracking. Alright, bale number 1 has been opened. This is what it looks like. All of this, like, it's just, if you want to get a good grasp, like, it's chockers. It's fair effort. So I've basically put them into different categories. Like, for instance, this is all Levi's stuff, really old stuff, some modern stuff. Levi's and Lee I put together with some really cool stuff actually. And then we've got, this is a mix of denim and twill, and also just your bright colors and whatnot. They're not branded, but they're old vintage brands, not usually common in Australia. Then we've got stuff like Tommy, we've got Ralph Lauren, got stuff like Patagonia, North Face, Columbia, kind of like the adventure mix. This is all Nautica. This is all Calvin Klein and Michael Kors. These will be getting changed in my metrics. Sorry, it's a bit dark here. Haven't got my extra lighting yet. So a bit more discussion on that later. These are all Wrangler, probably one of my favorites to sell. These are actually this Timberland should be over there. Yeah, over there. These are kind of like a few others, which are just, they're dress shirts, but not dress, like just your casual dress shirts, but just haven't really had them before. Then we've got a little bit of Lacoste, and then we've got some other Western outside of Wrangler. So now what I'm going to do is open up one more bale, put them through again, and then we'll probably get to the third, but I do have to leave enough time to be able to process and put the buttons up and stuff for the bags. I've got to make up 7 more bags to go out tomorrow, so probably do one more bale, see where we're at with time, and then start buttoning up, and I'll talk to you about my process of why we button up. Alright, still into the thick of it, but I just wanted to, in case I forget, because I'm probably going to get right into it in a minute, and I don't want to forget before I finish up for the day, but what I end up doing is I'll go through all these, I will end up buttoning them all up, basically all the way down, doing here as well. This was also one of the other questions that was asked, and basically just, you know, so they're all well buttoned up, and then they get folded. Now, after that question that I got last week, also from, I think it was from Thomas, I've always done it because we've always done it, but we do have to button them anyway, regardless if they're going into the washing or after the washing for when we take photos. And to be honest, it's just been easier to do it that way. But the other reason, which I forgot to mention, is these all get washed, dried, and folded. And I think, I haven't tried it to be honest, but I don't think my washing lady would button every shirt. And I'm pretty sure if I was looking back, when I was looking back at some of the terms and conditions, they do need to be, if you want them folded, you've got to have them buttoned before they can be washed, because they're not going to do that. Now, in this lot, there's probably going to be about 450 shirts. These won't all go at once. Ideally, in a perfect world, they will, but we're doing it just through rounds because they can only do 10 bags at a time. But essentially, that means when we get them back, they're folded and they can be well presented, you know, flat laid, make it really easy to do photos, and we don't have to spend time then buttoning them. We can basically just get straight into the work. So hope that answers the question. I will give another little update if I remember at the end of all this when I pack up, whatever, but still got to do this one, and then I've got one more to do, and then we're going to basically count them all, and then I got to process, button 7 bags. Got a lot to do. 2 bales done, 1 more to go. This is insane. I just couldn't help myself but to share it. Okay folks, all done. All done. I'm going to finish this off tomorrow on Friday. I'm going to get out of here. It's already almost 5 o'clock, so what a day. Back here in the morning for the washing drop off, and then we hand this over. Ciao. And folks, it was Thursday. So today, getting straight into it, have washing drop off coming back, and also giving 9-10 bags of shirts today and some jeans. It'll be interesting. Today will be the big tester to see how organized and sort out unit number 4, because I'll have more clothing than I've ever had before back from washing, and I don't think unit 2 is going to hold it all in. Still working through whether we're going to make adjustments to unit 2, unit 4. That won't be today, but it's just really to start to test that a bit. Photographers in today doing photos of clothing. I'll be doing pick, pack and post and non-clothing. I'll probably also be doing some of the shirts again, just to get that ready for Monday. Yeah, otherwise it's just a normal day, whatever that means. It should be pretty easy going. We'll try and get into some of the electronics, laptops and cameras today as well. Hopefully start to get through those, because we've got a huge debt pile. Also got some Lego that I'm going to take some photos of, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So should be pretty easy going. It is 8:52. Washing should arrive by around 9:30, so running a bit tight, but should be all good. Anyway, we'll see you there and we'll do it all again. Washing delivery just in time. Woohoo! Alright folks, it is a bit of a cold one today, that's why I got the beanie on. We're all back up here now, just been sorting through, just getting things laid out. These are all denim. I will be getting back to this later today to make room for when all the shirts come back, but my priority now will be a pick, pack and post. And I'll just quickly give you a bit of a show and tell of what we've got coming through today. We did hit 66,000 again. It's dropped back down, so we're back on 65,986, and we've got 13 items going out today. So I'm going to go pull all them out now, and then I'll give you a bit of a sticky beak of what we've got going out. All right, folks, we've got a fair few interesting things going out. We've got a bundle of North Face, 3 North Face. We've got some Lego going out. Actually, there's a lot of North Face going out, which makes sense because they've been doing a lot of it. Some True Religion. The one thing I did want to call out, this was in the video literally last Wednesday, where I went to Sabres and picked up this Sports Craft Liberty. That has gone for $40 or $41. Sold basically within 24 hours of listing. So definitely something to look at. It's not huge dollars, but it's quick sell through. And speaking of sell through, one thing that one of my biggest challenges at the moment, which I know it's going to sound weird, is space. I've got plenty of space, but obviously I'm utilizing the space for different things, for actually operating versus actually storing. My light blew yesterday as well, the other day. So that's one thing that I'm still trying to, work through. We're selling more than ever, but we're not selling more than I would like to be selling. However, one thing I did wanted to just share with everyone is my sell-through rate is increasing, which is great as well. And I think I spoke about this the other week, where what percentage things sell within the first 7 days. And looking at this, I don't know how well you can see it, it's 28%, basically something that will sell within the first week of listing. So all this stuff here, this, and probably maybe 6 more items out of this. So out of 16 items, there's probably a total of, it's probably actually 10 items that have been listed within the last week, which is really great. This stuff in particular for today. So, things are working in the right direction, but I'm just still not getting above. Now, we have only been listing 30 a day for the last 2 weeks. So if I can increase that and keep that consistent, then maybe we will. But at the moment, our month sell-through rate is 10%, meaning the stuff that I've listed this month and that has sold this month is 10%. But our total sell-through rate this month is 53%, meaning, versus the amount of items that have been listed in general, total listings versus actual sales. And we're currently averaging 13.6 sales per day, whereas last month we were only averaging 9.8. So we are up, but my best month, which was April, we were doing 17 sales per day. My goal for this year, 2024, is we should be averaging 20 sales per day. So we're not quite there yet. We're not quite there yet. We're still behind. Like, I have a lot of, I don't really share this in a lot of detail. You can't see it in detail anyway, but I have a lot of red on my KPI dashboard. And that's because we're a month behind, because I started in February, all this new focus, because I was out sick for the whole month. But we are playing catch up, but we are catching up on some things. Like ASP is way ahead, cost of goods is way ahead, but you know, sales is below, revenue is below. There's a lot of different things, and obviously margin and things like that. So it's never a dull day. Lots to work on. I'm going to pack all this and then work on some problem solving today. Ciao. Postage is done, folks. Now I'm going to be starting on some quick win listings. We've got a whole bunch of cameras and we're doing a whole bunch of Macs. Got to format all these, and then might get into a couple of these little goodies here as well. Got to get into those books, and then I've also got to list this today. Let's get to work. Finished all the laptops, well, the MacBooks that is. Now I'm going to be starting on this. Then I have some books to do, and then once we finish the books, I will be continuing on to, I'm not actually going to do this today, I'm going to continue counting the shirts, and I think we were talking about before, you know, I've got a bit of a space issue in terms of the storing of stock, so tomorrow I'm going to continue to do stock tag, see if there's any stuff that's not listed and remove that, because we're actually running out of space because we've upped the listings. This actually happened at the start of the year as well, so it's always a balancing act of trying to grow. I am also running a big sale at the moment on my store, just trying to get old stuff moving and grooving. Everything from books to electronics to clothes. Yeah. Alright folks, books have been done the Lego as well. There's all my notes. They will get digitized and sent off to my lister as well. What was I going to say? Yes, I've already had, since we started running the sale, we've had 3 sales. Running this promotion sale, we've had 3 sales come through, which has probably been a couple of hours. I'm going to have a snack, and then I'm actually going to do some more sorting and counting of the shirts. So get cracking into that. Not too bad. So I've got to count all of them, all of them, all of them, all of them, and all of them. That's the goal. Finished counting all the shirts. There was a total of 514, including the ones that we've already sent away for washing, which is incredible. That's my biggest amount that I've ever got. Pretty happy with this. Some really cool stuff in here. This Wrangler actually is probably one of my favorite. Nice little floral piece. Very flamboyant, actually. A few denim items as well. Some pretty cool stuff. Anyway, I'm going to go do some stock tag, see if we can find any stuff that has been removed, so we can make some space actually. And yeah, that might be the end of the day, but we'll see. All right, team. We didn't actually find anything to remove, but we did do some more consolidation, and this is how much we've gained. So nice. That will get us by for another probably 2 more listing days. All right, folks, it's 4:30. Just been doing some shirts, just finishing up, getting them processed. I've actually ordered another hanging rack, and I've also ordered some more lights as well, because clearly it's a bit dark in here. So that's it for today, folks. We'll be back here tomorrow. I do actually now have my appointment for my physio injury. It has now been moved tomorrow. I don't have to wait till next week, so be a bit of a half day tomorrow, but that's okay. Priorities. Yeah, bit of a weird day today, doing lots of odd jobs and whatnot, but this is one of those weeks where it's kind of like just do the work, or you know, work through the problems. No big surprises or anything like that this week, but it's just been exciting to be able to push through all this kind of stuff, and been a fun experience. So glad you can come along for the ride. If you do have questions, by all means, please do ask. All right, we'll be back here tomorrow and do it all again. And just like that, it was Friday. I hope you're doing well, folks. So today, Friday, I've actually started a bit earlier than normal on a Friday. I'm heading in now. It's 8:18 in the morning. Usually I do a bit of content and editing on the Friday mornings, but yeah, I don't really have too much I had to do. So I did my listings this morning, did 30. They went live. A lot of Harley Davidson and North Face actually, and then yeah, just a little bit of admin, and yeah, now we're off to the shop. So I've got to leave the shop at around 2:45 because I have my physio appointment to find out what's going on with, you know, my foot, my leg, and what the future of my training plan is going to be. So that's that part of life. But I'm going to get in, I'm going to do the pick, pack and post. We've got about 16 orders, but it's probably about 25 items or so. Someone else just paid just then as well, so there's 17 orders. I've been running the sale since last night, and it's been, I think it's added probably an additional 20% of sales, which has been pretty good. Just clearing out old stuff. Really went hardcore, like 30% off. Just stuff that's been sitting for a while. Don't really care if I lose money on some of it, just because it's just going to give me some cash flow, and it's going to even out anyway, make profit on some bigger items, and those things will just trickle through. So it averages out. So just being pretty bullish on that. And yeah, so I'm going to do pick, pack and post, and then I will be doing some photos of some clothes just while my photographer, they do a half day today, so they'll come in around 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and then they'll take over. I'll do a bit more admin and then get on out of there and head on over to the physio. So it should be a pretty chill day, just taking it easy. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say. I've been doing a bit of analysis of clothing and what's been selling, what hasn't been selling, some of my best sellers. Just looking ahead into the new FY, thinking about, you know, what I'll be changing, my approach to certain things. I did, at the start of this year, I did change the way I was doing my my pricing buckets. I also changed how I was doing my, what do you call it, discounts, essentially. So every, you know, 30 days to every 6 weeks to every whatever, I make adjustments to the pricing. So just been reflecting and seeing how that's been going. It has been working a bit, but I probably need to be a bit more bullish and just learn to let go a little bit more. After yesterday's situation where he said, because we're listing more, and this happened at the start of the year, there's this gap in terms of the I guess the machine catching up. As I've listed more, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to sell just as quick. It seems to take about 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks, for things to kind of just get into that groove again. But of course, I want to start listing 40, 50 a day. That's my goal. It would be pretty cool to get to 50, 60 a day, but we're still a long way from there, and I need to be willing to sell things a lot quicker, which might mean I need to sell them cheaper, but I don't necessarily want to sell things too cheap, because then I start to get into my thin margins already. So it is a bit of a challenge of a business model that I'm building, but the business model is working, still profitable, things are working, I'm happy. Anyway, I rant. Let's get cracking, let's get into the shop, and I'll take you through what we've got to pick, pack and post. Let's do it. All right, we are here and all set up, just starting to get out some orders, but I will show you quickly. Got something nice to show you actually. It's another quick win. We're back on 66,273. We have 17 orders going out. This is the dashboard that, oh, I just got a sale. This is the dashboard that I use. So I do have a reseller spreadsheet that I use with for tax time, which is actually built with Ethan Rushock, my accountant, and it's a reseller tracker. Basically does everything you need for an accountant and for you to run your business. But on top of that, I have a whole new layer that I use for my own metrics, because I'm a numbers guy. Like, I like to track a lot of things. As you can see here, I've got graphs on graphs. I've got things that tell me things that I need to know when I need to know them. So this tells me a lot of things at any point in time, and it's just interesting. I was looking at some of this last night about what are some of my best brands, and you know, I was talking about this in the car, you know, how I compare to previous months, previous years, and things like that. Also talks about how much money I've made off my employees and things like that. It's very interesting. The reason why I talk about this is because when you are trying to hit goals or, you know, grow or whatever, understanding your numbers and understanding your metrics is super important, but you can get a little lost in them sometimes because we focus on the wrong numbers. You know, obviously profit is the most important number because that's what we're doing it for. But the reality is we have to work out how we're getting there. What do we need to do to get there? And understanding those metrics makes a huge difference. Like at the moment, I've had huge sales in the last, 12 hours, like 15. but they're all low end stuff because I'm clearing out. So my ASP has dropped down. Usually my ASP is like 53. ASP at the moment is only $29 for the day. That's today anyway. Anyway, just wanted to share that, give a little bit of an insight. I'm going to get some items out that we're going to be sending, and I'll take you through what we got. All right, now we're on 66348, which is pretty cool. A couple of cool things going out. We've got this little Batman Arkham Knight Harley Quinn going out. That's gone for about $50. We've got some little TCG cards going out. They're a bit bent, but that was part of the sale. A couple of bundles here and there. And one thing that I wanted to show you was, oh yeah, this one. I picked this up in the thrift just the other day, the video that I did, the Polo AO shirt. That's gone for 36. That's a quick one. So as I said, they you know, if you can get it for the right price, they will move pretty quick if you can get it for 30 to 40 bucks. Yeah, I just had another sale in as well. Things are good. Things are picking up. Don't really care about in terms of the profit at this point, because basically, if it gives people perspective, our latest SKU number is we just hit. We're in like 6,800 or 6,900 or something, and we've basically been doing since January. We started at around 4,000 SKU. So we've done about actually. So yeah, 4,000. Probably about here 3,951 is where we started in January. So basically from there is all January, since January. Now, that's not too bad. I'm not too concerned by that because, you know, we do have a 3,000 item store. And that's obviously not necessarily 3,000 items there. But over here, this is all old stuff. So this goes really low. We've got 3,000, 2,000s, 1,000s. We've still got stuff in 3 digits, not even in the thousands. So that's the stuff I really want to get rid of. And then I'm happy to move other stuff in between. But, I mean, this is all our higher end stuff. Look, we've got True Religion in here. We've got Harley Davidson in here. We've got North Face there, True Religion, and lots of other stuff. So that stuff's moving pretty quick. That's the stuff I'm not trying to discount. It's the stuff that's way back there. Anyway, just giving you guys a bit of an insight of what I'm trying to do. And I do have a whole bunch of other things on sale in here as well, like the video games. We've got books on sale. We've got a whole bunch because it's still pretty chockers in here, and I need to make up some space. So yeah, some things just sit naturally, and then all of a sudden they just go off like crazy. Well, this is all my hanging stuff. Some of this is on sale too, not a lot of it, because these are the higher end jackets. Like, we got jackets in here that will be $100, maybe even $200. Some of them are only maybe $40 as well, but yeah. Anyway, just giving you guys a bit of an insight. I'm gonna pack these orders. And just like that, postage was all done. Woohoo! Alright, so you can see it all there. I'm going to have a snack now. I'm just gonna get this light to turn on. I'm gonna have a snack now, and then I'm gonna get into doing some more clothing. The reason why I'm doubling down on clothing is just really trying to get that draft bank up, really double down on it. And then once we get a bit ahead, I can start to get back into some of the other death pile stuff. I didn't get a lot of electronics this time, so there's no rush to really move through them. I want to get moving through all this just because I'm really just testing the process to see what we can do, because if we can do this really well, I'll be getting another 500 kilos again. I probably will anyway, but it just helps me understand the process and what we're capable of doing, you know, and what's possible, what's feasible, what makes sense, what doesn't. And I don't think I mentioned it yesterday, but for the clothes in there, we're not actually going to have any more picked up on Monday. We're going to give 1 week buffer just to give us a chance to process the rest of this, because ideally I don't want to be putting shirts all in there, shirts in here, and then we have to still move things around. Ideally, we want to get the process right so that this is clear enough, and I'll probably do a bit of a rearrangement so that we can store enough clothing in here ready to be photoed, and we don't have to keep moving between, because that's really what I'm trying to avoid, is double work, double handling. Obviously, when you have a warehouse, you have the space for that. So the idea is that this will always be topped up with enough clothes to be just processing through. That one's just to process the clothes. And then, yeah, I think my next goal is going to have to be is getting someone else to help continue to list, like photo, so I can continue to list. I've got my guy offshore, my team offshore that can do that. And I really need to focus on now, how do we get enough of the clothing happening in reps? So ideally I want to be getting up to 50 listings would be pretty good. We're on 30 at the moment, a long way to go to get there. But yeah, just talking it through. Anyway, I'm gonna have a snack and then get cracking. Just a quick one, team. Just wanted to share this. I haven't done this kind of stuff before. This is a hunting jacket fleece, which is pretty nice actually. Never done anything like this. There's a couple of these. I've got another Columbia one as well. Always trying new things. It's the only way to learn. You've got to try new things. If you don't, you'll always have the same result. Alright team, done a few box worth, like that box, then I've got some in the other room. I'm just actually uploading some of the photos, taking a quick break, done 20 items, some of the bigger, heavier items as well. So I'm going to put this away, and while the phone's charging, the phone battery on this is getting pretty crap. And I want to make sure it's all charged for when my photographer gets here in about 30-40 minutes. So that's happening, and then I'll probably see if I can sneak in a couple more before they get here, and then it'll be almost lunchtime. So just keeping things turning over. I've had quite a few more sales come through, so I'll probably end up doing a second post pick before we finish up as well. Alright, a couple more sales that come through. A couple of North Face hoodies, a couple of Ralph Lauren polos, a MacPack sweater. I've actually sold, there's these, jeebus, must have been some dust. I actually sold cash flow, they're for kids, but this customer's being real weird about it. He took a couple of days to pay, asking all these questions, and now they've paid for it. It's like all good, and then I'm just packing it, and they said, oh, actually no, this is the address you got to send it to, and I don't like dealing with that. So I've said, look, we're not sending it until you give us the right address. There's two ways you can deal with this. You can either reach out to eBay, get confirmation that you're good to send it to them because they've confirmed the address, or have them cancel and repurchase. I like to do that because either way, then if something does go wrong on the tail end, and look, 9 out of 10 times it probably doesn't, but if it does, it's going to create more time and effort and hassle. And unfortunately, at the moment, I've got 3-day handling, so I don't have to send it till Tuesday. And I've sent them a message telling me what to do. It took them 3 days to pay anyway. So it's always interesting about these kind of things. How do you deal with it, right? Look, some things I'd probably just take the risk on and just do it, and then, say, oh, this, you guys put it in message, this is where I've sent it to, la da da da, and that's probably what they want. And I'm not trying to be difficult, but I'm also making sure I cover myself with eBay, because at the end of the day, I want to. This is my livelihood. I can't do things that compromise anything. So, anyway, I'm gonna pack these things up. The phone's just charging, finishing uploading the photos, and it might all be almost time for me to hand over. All right, postage is done. I'm gonna have some lunch. Now, we didn't have Subway this week. It's been interesting. In the recent video that I did, the thrifting one, and I had Subway, and I was talking about how I got onto having Subway because I watched someone else. And then now 3 of you have messaged me or commented saying that you're all having Subway as well. So it's a viral effect. And I agree. I reckon Subway should get involved because they owe me money. I'm making them money. Anyway, today I've just got a avocado and cheese roll with some sauce, sriracha sauce. Cheers. All right, I just finished doing another, I think it was another 11. Work is just rocking up now, so I'm gonna go do some more packing because I had some more sales, and probably do some admins before I head off. It's 1:30, so still got a little bit of time. Not too bad. So one of my least favorite brands to sell is Calvin Klein because they just don't sell. But in the last, and these aren't even anything to do with the promotion or anything that I'm trying to sell off cheap. In the last hour and a half, 2 hours, I've sold 3 Calvin Klein. They're actually jeans though, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Not too bad. A couple more orders going out, folks. Woohoo! Well, it just keeps giving. So had someone come through and purchase another 5 items, which is really good. The sale is working, and it's great. I can see that this person is making a bit of a bundle of their own clothing outfit. A couple of different pairs of pants, and then we've got some nice shirts and nice little sweater to go on top. So pretty cool. And there was about $142 here, so I'm happy with that. quick money. And then a pair of Levi's going as well. So I'm actually going to post this again because with the amount of sales that are coming through at the moment, if it's going to be like this over the weekend, which hopefully it will be, it's going to be a busy day Monday. So I'm going to get these out, and that way the customers will be happy as well. And it also means that when the sales come through Saturday and Sunday, Monday might have just a little bit less, but hopefully there'll be a lot. All right, team, that's a wrap for the week. I'm already at the physio. I'm about to go in. I just figured I forgot to mention that I was leaving and saying goodbye and whatnot. So my photographer's actually still there. We've handed over. They'll continue probably up until about 4:30 or so. Which this is what I love about the business, is now I can do other things. I mean, I've been doing this for a while. It's almost 1 year since I've had them not full-timers, full-time casual, meaning it'll be 1 year in August. So that's really exciting, and it's been a crazy financial year, but the majority of that growth has come since January, because the first 6 months was really getting into the groove of things, and now the last 6 months have been insane. So now it's about how do we take it the next step up, right? That aside, I'll leave it there. I am going to Savers, catching up with Cameron tomorrow, so there should be another back to basics and ride along thrift coming out this Wednesday again. Me and Cam will catch up. That's just for fun. I mean, it's not necessarily for sourcing, but it is for a bit of fun. And of course, I'm catching up with Cameron. So there's that. And yeah, if you've made it this far, I really do appreciate being here. If you do have questions, more than happy to answer any questions in these videos. So if you would like me to show you something, obviously within reason that I can show, more than happy to do so. And I do enjoy that involvement as well. So appreciate you being here. We're going to jump over to the recap and the lessons for the week. It's been a pretty good week so far. At the moment of me filming this, which is Friday at 3 o'clock, we're on track to do probably 5,500 for the week. So it'll be interesting to see where we actually land by the time I actually do the recap of this, which will be probably Sunday morning, Sunday evening. So anyway, talking to my future self here, appreciate you all, and let's go learn about the lessons. So there you go. What a week. And for me, it hasn't been like anything crazy, but rather than having to make big adjustments or having to sort through 500 kilos of clothing, yes, we are processing through it, but that doesn't stress me out. That's not a concern. That's nothing of worry. But this week has really just been that progress and knowing that it is happening. And as we continue to make that progress, there's going to be more and more lessons, and they should continue, right? Because that's how we grow. So lesson number one was, and I did speak about this last week, is create the opportunity to enable yourself to grow. And I've been talking about this in my podcast and a few other areas in my content around, you've got to have the carrot in front of you to be able to chase it, right? You need to know what it is that you're chasing. And for me, to level up, I had to put a bit more skin in the game. And that meant getting the 500 kilos of clothing. It did come with, obviously, the pressures of more costs. Like, that was my biggest expenditure of purchase ever. I had to wash it all. I have to process it all. So it's more work, it's more time, it's more effort. And it creates more problems or opportunities in the sense that we have space and space management issues or challenges. And that's really forcing me to step up, to figure out what we need to do. How do we do things better? And we are doing it. And that's really been great to reflect on. But I think we have to be super careful that we don't do this too early, or we don't dive in too deep and we're not willing to then swim. Because if you're not willing to swim, you will drown. And in this case, drown in clothing. But I think it's going good. I think it's going okay. Lesson number 2 for this week was, when we push the limits, the leaks are revealed. And that's what I like. When you put a lot of water into a bucket, if you fill it up to the top, you're going to find where all the leaks are and things that aren't, staying in there. So by doing this over the last couple of weeks, as I've started to scale up with the listings, I've also started to see that we have a space issue in terms of the storage of the stock. Now, we did deal with this earlier this year, and that's why I got the 3rd storage unit. It was to help, manage that. But because we're lifting up again, there is a bit of a delay. There's a bit of a catch-up gap that we have to deal with. But at the same time, I have to be super careful, because it also reveals to me that there's stuff in here that maybe isn't selling super quick, or maybe the sell-through rate needs to be better, or are my pricing plans good? Now, all of this has revealed a lot of different things for me, and I will be making some adjustments to I do pricing buckets of the types of stuff that I sell. I will be making some of those changes for FY25. Also, I've been using my discount plan that I set up from the start of 2024. That's been working a charm. However, I've been pretty scared to still do it in some areas, like go real hard. And I finally given myself the permission to do that this weekend. I turned it on. I've got 30% off a lot of stuff that's just been sitting just to clear it, because I've been culling stuff as well. And it's better to get $1 than to donate it and get the cash flow back in my pocket. So that started to get a bit of an uptick in sales, and I probably won't know the end of that the result of that till the end of June, which is the end of the financial year as well. So interesting things there in terms of challenges and how do we deal with the the storage. I've got plenty of space, but it's how we manage that space. And I did speak about this a little bit in the vlog as well. Now, lesson number 3 is this. With the push to do better, and it's not for the sake of it, but we want to continue to improve, right? I want to continue to improve the business, build the business, but as I push for it, it does reveal more things which need to be better. Kind of like what I was talking about in lesson 2. So as we've been processing the clothing, we are obviously testing what we can do with 500 kilos of clothing and see, does it make sense to do this? And can I do this again successfully? And how quickly can I do it again? Or how much time do we need to be able to process all this? And obviously I want to make sure that it's not becoming a space issue, a processing issue, or even a cash flow issue as well. So it's a fine balance of a number of different things that we need to get right. However, at the same time, I don't want to be just doing more for the sake of it, right? I don't want to be busting my guts. This week, we have started the new process, and we did touch on it a bit last week as well, where I'm doing clothing on days off, and you would have seen that in the video today as well, which is great. It means we're getting more up quickly, and I am doing that consistent 30, but, should I be doing more? And this is one of the conversations that I know comes up all the time around, should I be listing more? If I've got stock to list, I should list it. I 100% believe, but I also like to pace myself weekly just so I don't burn myself out, through the day. But it's also good to have a couple of, drafts or some extra listings in the bank as well. So then when we do have days off or things like that, it does cover my butt. So, still managing to that. The other thing I need to start thinking about is, at what point do I need to hire someone else? Is that to help with more listings in terms of, taking photos to get those listings? I have my lister in the Philippines. He's great. That's not the concern. The concern is getting enough photos to be able to list, but also, maybe having someone just do the posting and stuff, because we are starting to see that ramp up of average of sales being a bit higher as well. So per day. So lots of different challenges there. Not to solve right now, but just really telling you how it is. Now, at the time of this recording, it is 9:52 a.m. on Sunday. So this is a day before this video actually comes out. How are we actually tracking for the week? Now, I'm just going to read it off the screen that I can see next to me, but I'm going to show you on screen where we actually landed when I actually edit this a little bit later today. Currently, we've got about 135 sales that have come through, and we're sitting on $5,833. I think we should get to, and you're probably going to be seeing something similar to this, we should get to the $6,000 mark today, if not more. Average sale price this week has been a little bit lower, down on 43. Last few weeks has been around 50. So not too bad, but I've been moving a lot of older stock, dead stock, and just, getting out those bundles as much as possible. So that's really rewarding, really, really rewarding. Now, in terms of how we've been tracking for the month so far, and, for those that are maybe not really picking up, we are in June 2024 at the time of this video, and it's basically mid-month. It's been pretty good, all things considered, and obviously because I am getting rid of a lot of low-end stuff, that does bring down the profitability, but at the moment we're on a net profit at the time of this video. Again, me recording it, I'll show you what actually is the result when I'm actually putting this up for you guys. We're at a 16.93% net profit for the month, so we're about $2,000 net profit. We've done around $11,853 in revenue. Sell-through rate, we're sitting about 62%, which is pretty good. And yeah, there's a few other things there you can see. You can have a look for yourself. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, please let me know. But look, I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this because we're halfway through the month. We're doing pretty good. I do have to pay out a consignment tomorrow, Monday, so that will bring this back down. But I think from there we should be able to just ramp up, and I think we'll probably not end in a super high profit margin this month, because what I will probably do is I'll probably purchase a whole bunch of more postage supplies and stock up anything for the new financial year, so that way for the basically for the first 6 months or the first quarter at least, I can run with a bit better profits back into the business. That's my goal. I usually do it every year. So purchasing packaging supplies like your small, medium, large satchels, extra large, and all that jazz, as well as, you know, bubble wraps, all the different things that I'm going to know that I'm going to need, you know, for every order that I send, basically. And if I can have a little bit less profit this month because it's going to give me better profit for the next coming months, that's what I'd like, and start the year pretty strong and consistent. So that's this week. It's been pretty good. I'm very happy where we're at. You know, it's pretty BAU kind of week, business as usual. Next week, who knows what it will bring. Appreciate you being here. Again, if you did have questions, chuck them down below. Otherwise, you have a wonderful day.